Welcome back to another rebuild on Madden 23, and today we're going to be doing a fantasy draft rebuild of the New York Jets. It's going to be a great break from the normal, realistic style rebuilds where I'll have someone being like, "Are you an idiot? The Saints are the best team in the league. They're going to win 5 straight Super Bowls." It's like, please have some reality in your life. But obviously, straightforward fantasy draft rebuild. Let's get into it. I mean, there's not really much else to say about it. Obviously, it's been a while since we've done one. Also, we have updated rosters. This roster, let me get the name for you, was from Frosted Vic. The Vic has no C, and it is 2 Ks. It's titled Updated Rosters. It was one of the more updated rosters, really, with decent ratings. It wasn't like overpowered, like Bryce Young's 76, CJ Stroud's 75. I didn't fully look at all of them because a lot of the rosters are pretty bad. A lot of them just don't include every player and/or the mainly and just have bad ratings. Like there's guys that are like supposed to be speed players and they're just insanely slow. But as far as this pick at 14 goes, obviously quarterback is kind of out of the question, as I mean they're basically all gone. I will say it's going to be a little cheese, a little busted to be taking some of the rookies because obviously, for the most part, I believe they are all going to be normal dev. So obviously, they're going to be slightly valued less, and we're going to kind of bump their ratings, or they're not their ratings, their dev after the fact. So I do want to add some rookies, but I don't want to have everyone be a rookie because, like I said, I'm changing the devs back to what they're supposed to be, and it'd be kind of cheese if we got like all the normals, you know, and just kind of cheesed it. But usually, if you can't get QB in the first round, you try to go pass rusher, and oh, Myles Garrett is still there. That is basically a guarantee on who I'm going to be taking because, like I said, you go for pass rush if it's not quarterback in the first round, and basically the best pass rusher in the game is still there. 26-year-old Myles Garrett, who is just insane. So that's going to be our first pick of this draft. And, in our perfect fantasy draft guides, I always choose the pick I want. I keep backing out, going for a new one. But this one, just going to roll with it. And kind of glad we didn't get a quarterback in the first couple of picks because that would be kind of cheese. It'd be kind of busted. At least, develop like a Fields or a Bryce Young or something like that. It's a little bit not as guaranteed. Also, if you guys have been enjoying the rebuilds, maybe leave a like, maybe subscribe if you're new. It'd be kind of weird to subscribe if you're new, but you've been enjoying the rebuilds. Maybe you just haven't. I don't know. I guess to be fair, that can happen. It shouldn't, though. That is illegal. It's really not, dude. Subscribe if you want, like if you want, doesn't matter. But appreciate you guys if you're not new and you've been watching, especially, kind of on the down months of Madden. And, if you guys have a suggestion for a team you want to see next, maybe let me know in the comment section below. I think the Raiders are kind of one of the front-runner teams. The Eagles haven't been done yet for us, and it's a couple of other teams that I still need to do. And, also, special thanks to the people using the thanks feature. And I ain't loaded, so every little bit definitely helps, and I really do appreciate you. And, let's get on to the rest of this video. Enough of that weird stuff. Ooh, you have other pass rushers there. You could guarantee yourself a sick pass rush with Rashawn Gary or Brian Burns. But is that the route I want to go? I do kind of want a wide receiver or two, but right now I'm not really liking the group we got here. And you know what? I know you can get someone like Jameson Williams a little bit later, but I'm actually going to go CD Lamb in this one. I want a good wide receiver early, and he's about as good as you're going to get right now. 23, superstar development trade. All the other guys are like star development trade, so that's who I'm going to go with. If Brock Purdy just went, surely Bryce Young is right there, which would be a fair pick as well. So it wouldn't even be like we're just straight up cheesing, but it would be a fair pick. I would say he would go like right now. But look at the other names. Dexter Lawrence, Sauce Gardner, dude. Oh, this is tough. But you know what? I want to make the fair pick, and I want to make the pick that we need the most, which is quarterback Bryce Young in the third round. Losing Dexter Lawrence and Sauce Gardner more than likely is some pain, but what can you do about it? Dexter is still there. Sauce is still there. Oh, my. I might get lost in it, I ain't gonna lie. Is that sus to say? It might be. Why is Dexter Lawrence still star? Oh, maybe, to be fair, I am using, like, a roster that somebody had to work on. I don't know when they would have worked on this. Maybe this was, like, after they've changed him. I thought Dexter was an X Factor, and then Quentin is still star. I don't even know, but I think I add Sauce Gardner to the Jets roster. I think that makes sense. Let's do it. I regret everything. Dexter and Quinnen are both gone. I thought we would have had Quinnen still, which is why I went for the cornerback. I regret it all. Look at the DNs. Look at the DNs. They're garbage. And yes, I know I just seen Jalen Carter, and we could obviously cheese the hell out of him and make him superstar or whatever after the fact. But I feel like I don't want to do that too much, you know? But, like, I kind of have no choice, and I want some of the rookie names. It's a challenge. And I did cheese myself, in a way. You know, CJ Stroud's still there, so I'm not going to feel bad about making Bryce superstar. I'm just not going to. Even though superstar is a little cheese, because he would definitely have been gone before the third round. Running back, Josh Jacobs. Yeah, I think he's supposed to be an X factor in this as well. So we are using, quote-unquote, an outdated roster, but it's not that outdated in fairness, and it's not really my fault. I'm just going off of whatever someone else did. I don't know what to do here, because I sold so hard on DT that, like, I'm just, like, kind of lost in my decision here. Like, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do. I need a DT, and there's just not one. And pass rusher is just not that big of a need right now, as, you know, Trey Hendrickson will probably be there for ages. Screwed, I'm going to take Josh Jacobs, 95 overall. I believe he'd still be there for a little while because he's only star, but I don't even care. I'm just going to take who I want. I guess it's lineman time, and who else but the big man himself, Frank Ragnow. Why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we? Because he's a lineman, but we still did anyways. I'm going to cheese it. Jalen Carter, I'm going to cheese it. What else am I supposed to do? I can't remember when Jameson Williams goes, so I'm just going to take him now. So we have Mr. CeeDee Lamb and Jameson Williams, two 6'2" guys that can move. Maybe not as well as Jameson, but, you know, CeeDee Lamb can still move a bit. This may seem like a reach, but the Jets are trying to build the Packers roster anyways. Quay Walker, there's something about him in Sim. He always becomes like an X factor somehow. So I am going to grab Quay Walker. He's always insanely good. One of the best linebackers in the game by like year 3 or 4. I don't know how. I don't pay attention to, you know, why. I just notice whenever I need a linebacker late in a rebuild and I'm trying to trade for one, he's always near the top of the list. And because he's so young and good, I can't trade for him because, you know, the realism's out the window at that point. And I think I've done it again. I have no Tariq Woolen. Nice. I'm Tariq Woolenless. Which only reminds me that Trey Hendrickson is slipping away from me a little bit. He's 27, but he's still worth it. Bring him on. Yeah, the whole Trey Hendrickson, like, cheat code of, you know, grabbing him late in a fantasy draft, that's gone after this year. 27's even pretty close for being too old, but 28, hell no. I would like to be getting some more linemen, but I'm going to go with Isaiah Simmons here, who could actually play safety, but might go to linebacker. We'll see what we need more of by the end. Probably only need more linebackers, but we'll see. Just a good pick. He's, you know, kind of a poor man's Jeremy Chin, if you will. Also, Charvarius Ward is still there. We kind of need him. Hufanga's still there. So safety's not actually too bad. Jamin Davis. I love Jamin Davis. His base ratings are just insane. Like 90 speed, 93 excel. What does he have? 95 jumping. He's ridiculous. But I don't know if I need a linebacker that much after taking Isaiah. Oh, a classic. Tyler Smith is still there. I want him. I want me Tyler Smith. He's just so good of a base rating. Obviously, he's normal, but it's just like 80s across the board. Man, safety is just so easy to get. Trayvon Merrick, I guess, is going to be our choice. We're going to end up putting Isaiah at linebacker again, obviously. I see no Daxton Hill, so I take, well, Seen. Lewis Seen's going to be the choice, even though he really doesn't develop that well in Sim. Screw it, Charvarius Ward's still there. He's 26, but he's insane, so we're going to grab him. All he needs is a dev up. 2 dev ups, and he's like... He goes from, you know, 2-year rental to full rebuild, you know, player. Looking at more linemen and another really solid across-the-board lineman, Mr. Terrence Steele. Debatable picks with some of these linemen, specifically Steele, but, I mean, we are kind of getting down there. It's like round 17 now. Kalijah Cansey just went. It would be nice to add a couple more of those rookies, though. At least a rookie wide receiver. Oh, running back. I forgot about Bijan. That's not even Bijan. That's Brian. Bijan might not even... There's Bijan. Oh, Lord. And I was going to go with Tyree Wilson to add another rookie, but, I mean, whoever made this class clearly loves Lucas Van Ness. He's younger. Where's his strength, to be fair? 71... Okay, so this person clearly doesn't know, like, anything about anything here. Because of the strength, I'm going to have to go with Tyree Wilson, because the devs obviously are physically something they can't change, whereas the strength is. So even though that is clearly wrong that he only has 71 strength, he must have just forgot to up it. I'm going to honor that rating and leave him the hell alone. I also worry that tight end is slipping away here a little bit. Dalton Kincaid, the 23-year-old. How old actually is he in real life? Didn't even do the Bills rebuild that long ago, and I already forgot. Damn, he is 23. But I also don't know if I want to do a Michael Mayer because, well, what's even the point of doing a Raiders rebuild? He is pretty slow, but he is. I'm going to probably wait till Laporta, Musgrave, or even Tucker Kraft if he's even around here. Darnell Washington, maybe. Didn't actually get to use him because it was obviously the Freiermuth show when we did that rebuild. And we need number 3 wide receiver, so JSN's going to be the guy. 97 Excel, 95 Agility, 95 chain. Who is this guy? JSN's decent. He is not 97 Excel. He's just not. He simply isn't. The hell's going on around here? Oh, all the rookie corners are still there. And Stokes was who I was going to take, but all the corners. So this is where it starts to get like mad cheesy, where we're just robbing players at this point. What about the linebackers? I'm trying to think. I guess the Lions linebacker, but there wasn't really any like high ones. Where they have them? I was about to say, do they have them listed as like an outside linebacker or something? I'm not interested. Also, why the hell did I take Tyree Wilson? We literally have Trey Hendrickson. The hell is my dumbass doing? Tyree Wilson, the DT. Does it look like I care anymore? Bijan Robinson. So some of these guys, it's a little cheese, so I might not actually boost them to superstar. It might be kind of base where I took them. You know, Jalen Carter was like an 8th pick, I believe, so that's like, I guess I'll allow a superstar. Oh, Gonzalez is gone. I guess we're taking Witherspoon, who I'm going to have to type in Witherspoon, because you have to put like a Q in there, otherwise they just... I don't know what it is. There's a lot of, what is it called? There's a lot of, like, things I wouldn't even have thought of. So, I mean, props to them, I guess. Like Nick Herbig. If you put the end of his first name and you put the start of his last name, you realize you've said something. So, yeah, I didn't even think of that, and they thought of that, which, I mean, clever, I suppose. Pretty clever. I obviously don't spend the majority of my time thinking of racial and things that are sexist and all that. Only a little bit of my time, obviously. But yeah, I don't know how the people come up with that kind of stuff, but it must have been used in the past for EA to notice. But yeah, we're starting to get down here a little bit in the nitty. It'd be nice to get another lineman or two. We're only missing 2. And, of course, you know that the draft isn't O'Connor. Williams is kind of him. But you obviously know that the draft isn't the hardest to draft or to find players. So, you know, we're not going to go crazy, you know, wasting picks. But I just want to make sure we have, like, almost all the positions sorted, you know. So we're looking all right, actually. I mean, another corner is not something we need. So what the hell do we actually need? We have almost the whole roster sorted. We have maybe one more linebacker we need. One more linebacker, a couple of linemen. So I guess we'll just go crazy. I guess we take tight end, but like Kincaid's who I want, but he's 23. Mayer's 21, but he is slow as hell, and more importantly, that would be another Raider player I'd have, which means like, do I even need to do a Raiders rebuild? And Raiders fans like, yes, you do. You still need to do this. This is something you need to do. Laporta's all right. Musgrave, it would just look like a Packer fan taking a Packers player, although you can obviously agree of the youngsters that he probably is the best remaining because he's 6'6", 86 speed, 86 excel. But is that who you want to take? I don't even remember the Packers rebuild at all. Did we do well with him? Didn't get to use Dalton Kincaid, but he's 23, dude. Like, he didn't get used in that you know what? I'm just going to hold off, and then I'm just going to take Darnell Washington, give him a chance. He definitely didn't get to be used at all. So with this pick, we're going to finish on our linebacker group with Trenton Simpson. We're going to bring in Osiris Torrance. I didn't actually look at his ratings. I just assumed that he's decent. Oh my, 77 strength, huh? Someone forgot to change the strength. And then, of course, we need one more lineman. We still need tight ends. So you got to pay attention. Make sure they're not all gone. Dalton Kincaid and them are still there. Good. Steve Avila, we need a guard, and he's a guard, so... Oh, he's 23, though, so see you later. The tipster! Obviously, Ragnow is going to be playing a more important position like tackle, I would imagine, so... Tipman being a center is fair enough. He's also huge, so... Maybe not fair enough. Dalton Kincaid is gone, so do you not just take Darnell Washington, like, early as hell? Be awesome to see him actually develop, but I've used, like... the fake Darnell Washington a bunch. Is there not like someone else I haven't used? Like Laporta we obviously used in the Lions rebuild as the starter. We've lost Dalton Kincaid, but he's old. Schoonmaker, I suppose if we do a Cowboys rebuild, he'll get used anyways. I'm going to go Darnell Washington, a super reacher. He'd probably be here till like round 35, but I just want to make sure that we have that position set and the player itself set. So a little bit of redemption here in this rebuild for the Steelers rebuild with Mr. Darnell Washington, who never really got a chance in that one because of greedy Freiermuth, stupid Pat Freiermuth, greedy bastard, who I know the Steelers fans love, and I apologize. I was just joking. Look how greedy Will McDonald is. He can't even keep his hair to his own square. That rhymed. Nice. Speaking of the racist, look at him. 84 speed. No. Let's see what else we got. Kind of need more linebackers. Kind of want rookies, but man, I just love Nakobe Dean. He's just always like, he's just Nakobe-ing it up. I don't know what else to tell you. Let's take a look at Owen. Nah, those ratings are 0-1. I don't like it. I'm going to go with Nakobe Dean, who I didn't even think would actually be here still, but 21-year-old Nakobe Dean. He's actually really raw too, but it's Nakobe Dean. Leave me alone. Normally I would just go with Kelvin Joseph because he's always like a really good decision, but obviously because all of these new rookies were added in, there's probably not a reason to go for him. You'd rather go for someone like DJ Turner even, who's really fast, 6'6 man, 64 zone. I'm going for the ratings though because I think EA is going to give these guys better chance to develop if their ratings are decent. So it's a lot of decent players in here. But if I were to guess, I don't know which one's the best, actually. It does seem like Tyreek Stevenson is the best, so I'm going to go with Tyreek Stevenson. One of the most busted players in Madden for fantasy drafts, Nick Cross. Super fast, super young, decent hit power. Hey, I got to give it to him, though. Darius Davis actually fast in this roster. The one I actually used for that rebuild didn't have him fast, so this guy at least knows something more. Oh, Jalen Hyatt's still there. He's probably more developed than the rest. Yeah, he looks insane. I'm grabbing Jalen Hyatt. Just grab whoever the hell we want at this rate. I mean, we're pretty much at the point of just all backups right now anyways, so get a tight end backup who's probably going to be higher overall than our starter. Schoonmaker, was there any other ones? Latu, Tucker Kraft, Jelani Woods. Tucker Kraft does just seem like a really good backup, though, even though I think he's going to be better than Musgrave in real life. I'm going to take Tucker Kraft. I'm going to use Schoonmaker in a Cowboys rebuild whenever we do one. Adibare, let's grab him. Mr. Speedster. Best kicker in the game, kind of. Evan McPherson, 4 years younger than Daniel Carlson. 3 kick accuracy less, same power. So obviously you go with the youth because he'll develop faster, simply put. And then I'm pretty sure it's A.J. Cole by a mile for punter. It's not even close. So A.J. Cole is the pick. Tyler Scott, the wide receiver. Why not? Add him to the list. And then the new king of fullbacks in game for fantasy drafts, Mr. Reggie Gilliam, 25 years old, star, and, speedy. Screw it, Papo, why not? Add him to the linebacker group. We don't really have much more to take, so at this point we're kind of just rolling with it. Keely Ringo, I guess, maybe play him at safety. And I don't know why, but with more players to choose from, it seems like there's less talent. I don't know what... Like, it's not even round 40, and I feel like I have no idea who to pick. Like, there's just nobody. Chase Brown, question mark, I guess. Number 3, running back. We're done with that one now. Take the mentor, Cam Newton. Put those Panthers together. Get crazy. But also because Cam Newton's old, Max Duggan. And I think I'm just going to finish the draft on my own, as this is, I mean, it's all bums from here on out. Hey, we just got out of the thing, and we have a mentor rookie. Who is this for? Please tell me it's for Bijan. Not that it really matters. I can just change his dev anyways. Okay, I guess Bijan goes up to star anyways. All right, we have the roster for year 1. This is what it looks like. Of course, change some of the devs. Not all of them, though. Why the hell is the right guard not Torrance? We'll fix that. Tippmann and Torrance are stars, with Washington being normal, JSN being star. And obviously didn't change any of the other guys. Bryce Young being a superstar. Have the Philadelphia playbook on right now because I kind of, feel like similar skill sets. Bryce Young and Jalen Hurts in-game, similar-ish. Looking at the defense, Trenton Simpson still at normal. Wilson's supposed to be the DT2. And then Garner's the number 1 cornerback with Ward at 2. And then Witherspoon at 3. That is basically that. Let's go on to the first season, see if we can win a Super Bowl right out the gate. Season's going pretty well, but obviously this isn't your, your great-granddaddy's old fantasy draft. This is our new fantasy drafts where you obviously, oh my god, you have to pay certain players randomly. They decide randomly who gets what and who deserves what timing on a contract. So first things first, assuming Bryce Young's playing well, which I have obviously yet to see, which he is, we have to pay him, which he's really red interest, which I'm not sure why. Close to home, no income. Okay, well, that sucks. Here, take it all. Why not, Bryce? Okay, he's not ready. We used a pretty high pick on Frank Ragnow, so obviously I want to re-sign him right Ragnow. Nice, over 20 mil per. Already half of our money gone right out the gate. Lewis Seen, thankfully, is not asked. Honestly, I'm going to have to cheese it as hard as I can. A 7-year, 31.5. Darnell Washington, we'll have to see how he's playing, but he is 21, so if he's having a decent season, I think he should be the guy that sticks around. Not bad, so I guess we will pay him. That's not crazy. Don't want to do more than a 4-year, probably not. Thankfully, and I have to put like $1 billion on it, so there's that. And it seems like everyone else is pretty much a backup, so sign the big names and get rid of the rest. It's been a hell of a season, but the Patriots are right on our tail. Any loss could result in them stealing the division, and they do. I would imagine that would have been the bye week as well. It likely would have been. We were on top of them the whole time. Yeah, we were. And they steal it right at the end at 13-4, but we're still in the playoffs. Very high overall team already. We just know how to draft around here. What can I tell you? This is what the season looked like. Once again, using the Eagles playbooks, which I normally never do. So, maybe it's for the better. We start using theirs every once in a while. But let's take a look at these numbers anyways. Bryce Young, 42 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, just under 5K yards. Rushing was great. Receiving, obviously, not great, honestly, but had a couple of guys over 1,000. So, not great in the sense that, I'm looking for dev-ups, and none of these guys are going to get dev-ups. Maybe Darnell Washington, but no one else. And then defensively, blocking wasn't great, especially considering how good this offensive line should be. 18.5 sacks for Garrett, 12.5 for Hendrickson, could go up in dev, and then Carter with 10. Not bad at all. Supposed to be Tyree Wilson over Sue, but looks like Sue might have got his hand in the old pot. Punting was solid, kicking was okay. Kick return, punt return game was, nothing special. Let's take a look at these awards, though. Bryce Young might have won Rookie of the Year. Forget Rookie of the Year, he's MVP. Why wouldn't he be? Why wouldn't he win MVP? We will take that. He's obviously an X Factor now. Got best running back as well. And, that's a hell of a year, dude. Looks like we did make a bad decision, though, with Mr. Daniel Carlson, as he's the best kicker in the league, and we chose not him. Looking at the Steelers, we don't obviously know what their roster looks like, but we can see those 3 names there. Jonathan Taylor being one of them is definitely a problem. Oh, look at this. That looks cool. I like the way that looked. Can we win a Super Bowl year 1, become the greatest team of all time by winning 2 or 3 in a row? We'll see. 7-9, not a great start, but it's, close enough start. 7-16 now. Second half, we get up 3, but down by 14, down by 7, turning around nicely. It is all tied up here. 27-24, and the defense clutches up, carrying this game. And we're moving on to the divisional round despite a very grim-looking start to that game. Josh Jacobs killing it. And then once again, the defense must have done some crazy stuff because I mean, they kind of locked out near the end there. And we've talked about the Patriots. It is the Patriots 13-4 versus our 12-5. Two best teams in the AFC potentially here going up against each other to see who gets the championship spot. And look at this snowy game. It's not like the New York Jets are, unfamiliar with this. The Eagles continue to move on, so it could be Eagles versus Eagles in a way. But let's jump forward, take a look at who wins this game. Early start for the Patriots, up by 3. We bounce back with a touchdown. They drive down for nothing. We get a huge rushing touchdown, likely from the legs of Josh Jacobs. 14-10 with a nice touchdown from the Patriots there. Nice, huge run again for Josh Jacobs. Start the second half this time, up by 11. And with that touchdown, you got to assume it's over, especially with another field goal and another field goal. 34-10, smoking the AFC's best. On to the championship round. Anthony Richardson, the starting quarterback of the Patriots. Another pretty tame game from Bryce Young, but an amazing rushing one from Josh Jacobs. 2 touchdowns with a bunch of yards. Bijan Robinson with a nice touchdown. Receiving obviously was pretty bad in general. Sack totals, some stuff. Don't even want to move Sue out of the spot because he's actually been all right as a number 2. Merrick with an interception and no missed kicks from either team. The Titans, 86 overall. We'll see if we can beat them. Now they have Mike Williams, Josh Allen, Stanley. They didn't get a good running back and they're forcing their team to run because that's their scheme. Could be a huge downfall for them. We'll see what happens. Going to the end of the game, the Eagles are in the Super Bowl awaiting the winner of this one. So, in theory, if we were to win and we have a higher overall, and we have the same scheme, offense and defense as them, I'm just saying. Although it doesn't matter, because we're going to lose this one. How the hell did they score that many touchdowns in a short period of time? Is there even a chance? Is this our ball? It's not. Well, there's a GG. We're getting smoked on by, I would assume, just an awful roster compared to ours. Same, record in fairness they do have Josh Allen. They threw it. So Bryce Young has been garbage, by the way. But at least in the postseason. But Josh Allen killed it. They do have Damian Harris, who's kind of a fit for that running back spot. Maybe not the highest of overall, but does fit, what they want to do. 3 interceptions. They got some decent DBs, but man, that pisses me off losing by that much when we are the better team. Make it a close game at least. But we lose in the championship round, and it appears that we are not going to go for the greatest of all time stat. We are going to just try and hopefully win at least a Super Bowl. But the Eagles versus the Titans, the winner of this one. If the Titans could do that to us, they're going to do it to anyone, right? Surely. Yeah, they beat the Eagles, who were smoking teams, so Titans are just goated, I guess. Take a look at those dev-ups. I would assume Bryce Young, MVP. Oh, wow, that's a lot of upgrade points. 10! I haven't seen that much since, I don't even know. But a long time ago, Darren Washington also goes up in dev, and then obviously Jacobs, he had a chance to go up in dev, and he was only normal to start. So obviously I'm going to go with elusive because, they're going to upgrade his highest rating, which is power back. I suppose it doesn't really matter anyways. It's going to go to elusive in a moment when he gets to 99 power back regardless. Bryce Young, though, as a 10 upgrade X Factor. Defense, Merrick went up for sure. Ward didn't, which really sucks, but Hendrickson did. Merrick at Superstar is kind of clutch. What's his highest rating? Zone? Oh my god, 90 zone. He's a beast. That's why I took him. Those archetypes do matter a lot when you're auto-upgrading, which I know you're supposed to manually upgrade. Contrary to the 2 idiots that commented, "You don't know how to play franchise. You're supposed to upgrade them manually." It's yeah, I know, but do you realize how long it would take? You probably get at least 200 upgrades in a rebuild. And I have to do this every single time. Click this. Wait for it to go. Keep going. Oh, throw power. Click this. Wait for it to go. And that's just for this position. I have to back out. Click the next player. Wow, we are getting a lot of throw power from Scrambler, though. It just takes too long. Auto upgrade's the way to go, especially since that's how the rest of the league goes anyway. So if you want to talk about what's fair, and I just actually backed out like an idiot, but what's fair is upgrading the way that every other team would upgrade, I suppose. So, it is what it is. It's just the way it goes. But yeah. This is, anytime I have a chance to upgrade at the end of the season, I'll do it, but yeah, auto upgrade other than that is the way to go, as it just takes too long to do this. Look at how long this is taking. Might have to change off a Scrambler. We got a couple of throw powers, which was nice, but I do kind of need some other ratings. What do I actually need here? Deep accuracy. What are we doing? We only have 4 upgrades left to try and get that deep accuracy up, which I think we'll do. We'll probably get a +4 total. And I went with Field General. Hopefully we still get Deep Threat. All right, didn't. That sucks. Damn, Bryce is already a god. Look at him. So as much as it is kind of like unfair that he went from normal to superstar with me just changing him, at the same time with the season he had and the MVP win, I kind of wish I didn't, because I think he actually would have went from normal to superstar X Factor in one season. Because you would get one for the stats, he would get one for the Rookie of the Year, and then MVP is what got him to Superstar X Factor. He would have at least been Superstar, and I think he legitimately would have went from normal to X Factor. I kid you not. So now I am kind of mad at myself, because we would have had a legit normal to X Factor rebuild situation, which is not a common thing. But go to re-sign players. At this point, I just want to keep the team intact. I don't really need anything, so I don't know what the Jets draft picks are looking like, but I really don't need anything. This is almost like a career following. Maybe you replace Trenton Simpson. I don't know what his dev is looking like. Tackle wouldn't hurt, I guess, but there really isn't a whole lot to develop. Yeah, I mean, not develop, but draft. So linebacker, cornerback, and that's kind of it. Maybe DT because Tyree Wilson's not really a DT. He also didn't even play with Sue. So I guess those are the positions we're going to look at. Let's take a look at free agents. There are probably going to be a few decent ones, and more than decent. You have freaking David Bakhtiari sitting there. Kenneth Fuller is a decent name. Don't need him. Juju Smith, don't need him. I mean, we have the list of players we need. We just mentioned the positions, and yeah, these are not them. I guess Grant Delpit if you wanted to move him over to linebacker, but I think we've done enough cheesing for the day. I think we've definitely solve that whole cheesing the system thing. Glad we also gave Darnell that 4-year $20 because that tight end position is set now, and obviously didn't technically cost us that much. All right, we have pick 30. I might be trading down here because I don't have anyone in the first round. There is a tight end, but I mean, Darnell Washington was perfectly fine, but I obviously take a look at every position that may have a potential replacement. Newkirk was also on the list too, I believe, with a 4, 5, 6. Just he was 1 to 2. Didn't expect him to be here. He is. Carter was the guy I was looking at though. Very raw, but once again, 6'6" with elite speed, elite excel. Definitely kind of gets on your radar a little bit more than Newkirk. Looked at both of them. 6'6" with elite speed though is kind of crazier. Looking at the positions here though, Sidney Love wasn't great, but he's okay. And once again, a 3 to 4, so I'm willing to probably go for him. Wagner I looked at, Britt I looked at further, and they both look pretty good too. So for sure, Peters, probably Love, and then at least one of the linemen, maybe 2. So I am actually going to trade this down to basically meet up with pick 30 in the second round and just take back-to-back players then. The trading this guy has got to be fixed, though. One spot the Eagles would want to switch with me, and they'd give me a whole third-round pick for it. Okay. I'm going to trade with the Ravens, though, to get a rather late second and a rather late third. If one of the tight ends is somehow still there at 15, maybe I still take one. I don't know. I like Darnell Washington, but, I mean, assuming any of those guys are decent a little bit later on, I mean, I'm kind of set with the draft. Carter is still there. Do I not just take him because of the speed? I'm going to take him. Even if we don't start him, I don't really even care. Brett Carter, he is hinting, and he does look pretty absurd, to be fair. All right, let's go to 30. Probably take a player here, probably the linebacker. That's technically the biggest need, is obviously Trenton Simpson didn't go up in dev, and that's one of the biggest things that matters for these guys. Richard Peters, pretty decent key ratings, obviously pretty athletic. We're going to grab him. Mr. Peters, and development trade as well. The crazy part is he's like the same speed as the tight end. Difference is, though, is the weight and, like, I don't even know how many inches in height. I don't like to count inches because I usually lose. Oh! Was that one of the linemen I had, or was that one of the guys? He was on my list, but okay, so he wasn't one of the linemen. If we need to replace anyone, it would be one player, so I think we should just go on until we're down to either Wagner or Britt. And then if somehow at 15 they're both there, I maybe trade up to snag them both. Oh my god, I completely forgot about the DT. I don't know why my brain thought that I drafted the DT. I have no idea why. I mean, Tyree Wilson is him anyways, even though he's a little undersized. Wow, it just completely went over me. And the one that was taken was the guy I wanted more than any of them because, well, he was the tall one, so that's fun. For someone with 2 third-round picks, I sure as hell sold in this third round, didn't I? That is a mad sell. We end up trading those 6 for the third there, which, I mean, it was only 4 spots, so I probably overtraded, but we had too many 6 rounds anyways. The Jets had like 1 billion 6 rounds in real life, so I was like, screw that. It's kind of unfair to even have that many. But Wagner, he does look good. It's just the size. So Tippmann maybe moves over to tackle or something like that if we were to, replace hidden development trait, 88 strength, not bad. But yeah, that's that's that. There's not really much more I can do about that. Kind of sold. Probably trade these picks down, to be honest. Get some next year stuff went up. We trade a third and a fourth this and a fourth next for the Bills. 57 next year. Their starting quarterback right now is Andy Dalton. So I feel pretty good unless they drafted a quarterback about that pick. And even if I don't, it's still, a late third going for a second round pick of any sort next season. Don't need the picks now, so why not trade all these 6th-round picks off with the 5th for like a 4th from, I guess let's just go all in on the damn Bills. All right, at the end of the draft, I ended up taking some 23-year-old random linebacker that had some athleticism to him. As all my players are gone, I traded all those extra picks off. 74 for the tight end, 71 for the linebacker, 74 for the center, and then that linebacker who was athletic was a 62 overall. Mr. Carter, obviously very athletic, very raw as well. I mean, obviously, if you're looking at him from afar, you're like, wow, this guy is definitely him, but unless his dev isn't, is higher than star, which it's not, I guess Darnell Washington is probably the better of the two, but, hey, we'll take some depth. Like we said, we didn't really need any positions. Ironically enough, the one position we probably needed the most was the position we completely sold on, but it is what it is. Tyree Wilson could play DT again. What position is it we need? Left out, I think. I don't even know. And then he goes up in dev, or overall at least. And then Wagner, who is actually pretty damn solid. Power blocking's a little iffy. Will be the dev of also star. Let's take a look at the DT, and I guess Britt, even though I was always going to choose the one remaining out of the other. Love was a 77 overall hidden. In what world was he even close to that? I was expecting a decent player. Got a couple of Bs. Also star in fairness. But yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. What about the guard? Britt, 73 overall. And also hidden. A lot of hiddens in this class. Yeah, he just because of the size alone, he is better than the guy we took. But I mean, these both were hidden, and another star. I thought one of these players would have been superstar, but I guess not. But that is going to be that for this draft, and I mean, it's all right. We got some extra picks for next year if we decide that we only are missing a DT to go for it all. I suppose we can make a trade for one. All right, Season 2, the team looks better than ever. I mean, Bryce Young did the things he did in the regular season in Year 1 while being a kind of lower overall. Now he's a 92 overall. Offensive line looks solid. Tight ends, we have a great room with a lot of athleticism, a lot of big athletic frames. Receivers are amazing in general. Running backs, obviously one of the best in the league. Linebackers are solid with Peters added to that list. D-line, we got Hendrickson maybe getting to superstar next season. Ward might need to be replaced since he didn't get to star, so he can't get to superstar this season, but who knows? Safeties are, solid, young, high development pieces, and obviously cornerback 1 is amazing. So this is mad rare. Not only did he go from star to superstar, but I didn't change the depth chart. Jameson Williams is number 2, where he was the start of this thing. So I don't know how he did it. I really don't. Having a hell of a season. Trayvon Merrick, ooh, he might be a cap casualty here because we are broke. I think Terrence Steele is absolutely a casualty. We were kind of thinking about replacing him anyways. But we definitely want to keep CeeDee Lamb, obviously. So a 6-year deal worth, I don't even know, 132 mil. Glad to sign. Glad to have you sign. Trayvon Merrick, though, a safety. As much as I like him, safety being paid this much, and he still wants more. Might be on the way out. Quay Walker, definitely got to keep him. Linebacker's not that easy to develop, especially as good as he is. 7 years, 60 is totally worth it for us. Simmons, also another pretty cheap-ish deal, if you will. So I don't want to do more than a 4-year deal, so I'm just going to... Okay, it's literally what it said was fair, but we're in an okay spot. This could be it! It's been a while! And we go 17-0! Let's take a look at the season. It's been a long time since we have been undefeated in a rebuild, especially the regular season. I don't know why, but I say especially. That's literally how it works. Let's take a look at the numbers, though. Bryce Young, I mean, not even his best work. Rushing, okay, in fairness, that's why it wasn't his best work. A lot of rushing touchdowns. Jameson Williams, not bad. JSN, pretty good. Lamb, still just struggling. I mean, it's not like he's not getting catches. More catches than JSN and Williams, just way less yards per catch. Washington was decent. O-line was pretty good, especially the left tackle. Right tackle was iffy, but it is what it is. He's lower overall. Right end, Mr. Myles Garrett, 18.5. Jalen Carter with 13. 11.5 for Hendrickson. 7 for Wilson. 3 interceptions, 3 interceptions, 3 interceptions. Didn't look at a kicking. I actually need to take a look at that because I'm curious. I did just pay the punter, so I'm hoping he played well. Much better from McPherson, and somehow even better for Cole. Kick return game, Punt return game, no touchdowns. Definitely not going to be MVP this year from Bryce Young, but maybe still, number 4. Jacobs killed it. Myles Garrett killed it. Rookie of the Year and awards, no. Peters was number 2. Best running back with best QB at number 3, so he's still a Pro Bowler. Best wide receiver at number 3. Best O-line at number... Tyler Smith stepped up. Nice. Myles Garrett with the win there. I mean, I knew we drafted well, but I didn't think we drafted that well, to be honest. Let's go on to the divisional round. We actually have a chance to go undefeated. We actually do. Going to be against the Patriots, 91 to their 86. Let's see it, boys. Justin Dempsey, the X Factor. Ugh, I hope we win. Going to the end of the game, once again, it really didn't feel like we were that good of an undefeated team. I know it's weird to say it like that because, we're undefeated, but, the quarterback numbers weren't that great. I suppose the rushing were amazing, but 17 to 10, not really looking that great, but obviously the Patriots last season were 13-4, so something's got to give, even if they had a little bit of a down year, and the defense will do enough. 20-30 to 16, defense holding on, offense, putting up enough points. I suppose we did have to, we played the Patriots who did have to win to get here, so, it wasn't like they were one and done. Ragnar was terrible. Tibbs just killing it. Quay Walker with a pick. McPherson missing a kick. That could have been it, They could have had enough juice to win the game, get to overtime because of a missed kick. Don't know how long of a kick it was, if it was even blocked, but yeah, not great. And obviously, like Lewis Scene's ratings, I would imagine, is my man's did not have zone in his highest archetype, which is, it's just awful because run support doesn't give you any zone coverage. Conference championship, 17-0, technically 18-0 now. Oh no! Even though it's a fantasy. If they have a decent QB with that scheme, they might beat us. All right, going to the end of the game. Oh, they get a huge touchdown after failing to score. We get a touchdown after their big score. 7-7, 14-7. Come on, nice defense causing a touchdown. They drive down, but they don't score, which is massive for us because we're struggling in this playoffs sequence so far. 21-14, all tied up. Offense struggles. They drive down, and they're going to get the field goal. Did he just throw... He threw an interception on the first play. He actually just threw an interception on the first play. How is... We're losing to Baker. Is that even Mayfield? It looks like it said Mattfield. Like, he's so bad, and they're like, he's not even going to be here long enough that they spelled his name wrong. And then he just scores! Our 17-0 season is going to be blown because the Chiefs are goated in sim. We're losing to Baker Mayfield. I'll try one throw just because I want to use the team, but as far as, winning goes, obviously that's just out of the window. That's just... There's no chance that's going to happen. Jameson overthrows him. Obviously, he was thrown right at the press. 160 yards. Bryce Young back to his old ways. I mean, the Eagles' playbook seems to be doing well. It's just, once you get into the playoffs, he throws for, 2 yards. Screw it. Oh, my. But he hits this. But he hits that. No shot. I mean, it really doesn't matter because we're not going to have enough time anyways, but I guess he kicked the field goal. If he had it, this would be, the league would absolutely be like, yeah, this is scripted. The NFL would actually probably rig this to not have us kick this field goal or this onside successfully. Because if we get this onside kick and win it, didn't get the hit six, so we lose, the league would be over. The league would implode. It would implode. Even if it was legitimate, there's just no way anyone would believe it. Undefeated season, saved by an onside kick. Yeah, I'm sure of it, buddy. And we lose the perfect season to the Baker Mayfield-led Kansas City Chiefs. Let's take a look at this roster real quick. 80 overall Baker. Travis Etienne's pretty good in fairness. Cooper Kupp's pretty good. The other receivers are decent. Dawson Knox is solid. Left tackle's amazing. Left guard solid. Center solid. Right guard and right tackle are iffy. Left end's amazing. Right end's amazing. DTs are iffy. Left out's okay. Middle linebacker's okay. Right out's awful. Corners are really iffy. Free safety's decent. Strong safety's iffy. Whereas we have what? I'm gonna go through it the same way I did for them. Quarterback, best in the league. Running back, debatably best in the league. Wide receiver, one of the best in the league. Solid players at the backup spot. Tight end's a little iffy. Left tackle's one of the best in the league. Left guard's one of the best. Center's decent. Right guard's decent. Right tackle's solid. Left end's amazing. Right end's the best in the league. DTs are solid. Left out's decent. Middle linebacker's pretty good. Right out's decent. Cornerback's best duo in the league. Free safety's okay. Strong safety's solid. So, I mean, you put up the tally of solids to decent to best in the league, we definitely win that, right? But EA disagrees and says the Chiefs' playbooks are Super Bowl-worthy players. I do not know how you beat what we just did, but year 3 is confirmed. That is so unfortunate, dude. Like, that, it just sucks, dude. We had a chance at an undefeated. I don't even know if I've ever done undefeated. I think maybe once or twice in, like, my Madden rebuilding career. But definitely not this Madden, I'll tell you that much. Chiefs versus Eagles. Eagles going to be the bridesmaids again or not? And they are. Wow, okay, so there's really no beating the Eagles in this one, in the sense of, like, Super Bowls went to. Obviously, as far as the Super Bowl goes, it's always beating the Eagles. If we make it to the Super Bowl and it's not the Eagles, I'm going to be so mad, especially since we're running their playbooks. 61 mil, so we do have a lot of money, and Terrence Steele was better, but I gotta, if I'm going to grab him back, I have to see what we have to pay next year, because obviously it's at some point going to get ugly. So Witherspoon, you probably want to keep him. Jackson Smith and Jigba, you probably want to keep him. Tittman, you definitely want to keep if you can. McPherson, if we can, I'll try to. We don't really have... Jameson Williams and Jacobs will be some pretty expensive. Yeah, I think you got to let those guys go. I mean, I debate even letting go of Tittman next season, but definitely let go of Terrence Steele. He's on the older side and obviously normal development trade. I mean, Tittman maybe plays right tackle. I don't know. We've got options. Tyler Smith actually probably going to right tackle would make a lot of sense. Tyler Smith at right tackle, Tittman at left guard, and then the rookie Wagner at center. I think that, I mean, we don't even need to draft a lineman if we don't want to, but we obviously will. Jonathan Allen, I mean, DT2 spot is, the addition of Buckner, who I only have to pay a 1-year deal for, would be superb, even though he's nowhere near as good as Jonathan Allen. How good was Jonathan Allen last season? 11 sacks, man. He wouldn't even be... I mean, I guess he would be the number 1, but he wouldn't need to be the number 1. It's a lot of money, but it is only a 2-year deal, whereas 2 years from now is when we kind of need... I think you go for it all. We just made it all the way and didn't get the Super Bowl. I think this is the time to go for it all. That's the biggest positional need technically. Boom. Give us the man. Nice. We got Jonathan Allen. We're cooking up. If this isn't a Super Bowl season, I am just going to honestly end the rebuild. I am. I think we've peaked already. There's not really doing much better than this without losing players. Like, we're probably going to lose some more talent. We already lost our right tackle. I don't think he could do much better than what we've so far done. I just don't think there is. Right? Like, in my opinion, I don't know. Unless the contracts don't get too crazy, I guess I'll keep going until I absolutely have to go. But, look, they're already moving Tyler over. They already know it. Obviously, Tittman at left, and you switch those, but they already know the plans. Also, Jameson Williams is an X factor, which I did not really notice. Actually, did we even look at DevUps? I think we might have just completely forgot to because we were distracted. Any other DevUps? Peters is a superstar. Ward didn't go up in dev. So definitely look at corner because corner has become a problem. Like, it's just not developing, really. Obviously, Ward, he's old, so it makes sense that he wouldn't. He's like 28 now with normal dev, which is definitely not preferable, but this is what the squad looks like. Let's get our scouting going and head on to Season 3. All right, so based on what we need going forward would be cornerback. Our cornerback 2 is on the older side, and I believe that Witherspoon needs a contract. I don't know what his ask is going to be, so I can't just guarantee that he's going to be around. 2 cornerbacks that look pretty raw, but they're athletic at least. 1 to 2, so I'm going to move down to those spots, and then if I have to trade up to grab one, which I probably will, I will do so. And they're both there. Like I said, they're both pretty raw, but at least they're athletic, so I'm not sure who I want the most out of the 2. And for some reason, it just wasn't showing up my list. But Brooks has the B in zone with a C in man coverage, whereas the other guy has no zone, but I believe he is a little bit faster. But Brooks, 6'1", 22 years old, force 3.6 with great speed versus, I don't even remember how old Hemsley was. I think he was also 20. Oh, he was 21. Even more speed. I think the other guy's better, but if we're going to have one more season with not starting one of these guys, would you not go with Hemsley? Although he is 6'3", the 6'3 guys are usually normal dev. This is risky because I think Brooks does look better, but like I said, if we're not starting him right away, you want that youth, so I'm going to take Hemsley. And I wasn't wrong. That was a bad pick. And I guess, to be fair, Lewis Seen hasn't been great. Courtney Banyard, if he's hidden development trait, might actually start over Seen, maybe trade Seen off. And he is hidden development trait, 90 speed, 90 excel, 90 agility, 87 jump, 87 can't change direction. But to be honest with you, I'm kind of hoping that not Lewis Seen, I keep saying his name now, Charvarius Ward, I wouldn't say Charvarius Ward, Witherspoon is cheap. Because I maybe put him as the number 2, and then that 6'3 guy is the number 3, because I'm just going to be honest with you. If your normal development trait, doesn't matter how young you are, and you're not starting year 1, you're probably getting replaced by me. Just going to be honest with you. And then DTs, this guy's still here. This guy was the only decent-looking DT that I've seen. He's still here. I got to grab him. And he is normal. Okay, so maybe there's a reason why he was still there. Not our best work so far, but our work, if you will. Weston looks great, but he is another like pure center. I'm just gonna assume someone's there at 16. I'm not gonna trade up, so I'm just gonna go to 16 and hope one of them are there. Yeah, really good year 1 draft. This one not nearly as good. And there are some linemen. Weston is still there, but he is once again kind of a center build. Whereas we kind of need not centers. This guard looks really good too. I think I'd be willing to take Weston because he just looks prototypical great. And he's not, thank you. I mean, he's probably decent, but he's normal dev. And then I take Abraham because he's not a center build. Yeah, this draft was nowhere near as good as the other one. It's not even close. This is actually a mad L from us. But luckily, we don't really need anyone technically. But I'm still pretty disappointed. Abraham, 21 years old, bunch of A's. Of course, hidden development trait. This guy is... You did not even look even close to as good as Weston. And then at 20, I think I had a quarterback. I might just take him just to have a backup quarterback. That's cool. Also have a running back. But UDFA Yates, who looks pretty good. You know, a bunch of Bs with a C, great throw power. Looked solid. Is normal development trait, but still not bad. And then I guess at 30, we don't even really need a running back that much, I don't think. Bijan, I think, is still here. I mean, I guess I'll take him anyways. F, but really decent speed for his size. 90 speed, 91 excel. And then I take the kicker and call it a draft, I guess, which I wouldn't call it a very good draft, I'll tell you that much. I do want to compare our corner to Brooks, though, as I did assume Brooks would be better, but the youth, I just had to go for it. Come on, man. B accuracy, I'm pretty sure he had an elite kick power, and he did, 97 kick power. All right, let's see how we did for ourselves. Obviously, a lot of normals, but hopefully they're at least decent overalls to kind of counteract that. Corner 74, 73 center, which is iffy. Right guard 72, quarterback 68, 70 for the running back, 74 for the kicker. We did have what? The free safety was hidden. The guard was hidden. That's really all we had. 76 for the free safety. I'm thinking that he starts, especially since he has the zone scheme fit. I think we trade off Lewis. Actually, you know what? We're going to keep Lewis Seen. What's the dev anyways? Oh, yeah, I'm glad we're choosing him. X Factor. Okay, so we at least got a really good player, despite the fact that we had like nothing but normals. Really would love to see the corner be, hidden, but yeah, that's a win. He's starting 100%. I'm gonna keep Lewis Seen though, like I said, because I think his where the hell did Brooks even go? All the way here, but Lewis Seen does have 2 years left on his contract, so why not? Of course, Tommy Brooks. Hidden development trait. It's going to be so sucky if he's higher than star. Even at star, he's still better than our guy anyways. Okay, only star, fair enough. But yeah, that's about it for the draft. I mean, we got an insane... And there goes the battery. Got an insane free safety, but everyone else is pretty much crap. All right, Contra. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Interesting. So Josh Jacobs is a must because running backs that are this good are not easy to find in-game. Don't know what that means in-game, but they're not easy to find. Jameis Williams, obviously, he is a talent and a half, and his ask isn't that high. 7-year 98. Okay, I guess I'm going to have to offer him more. We have 16 mil left, which means JSN is gone. The kicker is gone. Tippmann is gone. Witherspoon, we do need a cornerback, too, for the future, will be here. I think this is the best case. I think 6-year 33, I mean, that is juiced. 11 mil left. We could technically afford JSN. We could technically afford Tippmann, but I think you save that little bit of money just in case there's another big name you're just not remembering, and they just come on, and they're just like, oh, I have no money for you. Sorry, but yeah, this is the best team we're going to get by far, as we're going to be losing even more players that we're going to have to replace with rookies. Not undefeated. Here is the Season 3 team, and we've got a lot of red, which is obviously a great sign. We should see Young get to 99 by the end of the season. Jameson Williams easily over 90, I would imagine. The offensive line looks a little bit different, but basically the same in talent for the most part. A lot of youth and higher progression potential. Of course, defense, Jonathan Allen is a massive addition to the interior. This is probably the best defensive line ever assembled, let alone in the league. And looking at the DBs, pretty solid. Obviously, Banyard, the X Factor, will develop very quickly. And, the team's set, really. We might need a new linebacker, though, because Isaiah Simmons, I don't think, has even gone up like a single overall somehow in the pass game. I suppose it's pretty good to dominate in the run game as well. So I guess maybe just let it live. Lamar Jackson to the Eagles, Bryce at 4. Josh Jacobs with another Offensive Player of the Year award. Dolphins winning a couple awards. Best running back for Jacobs, and that is it. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to keep the scheme or not. It's kind of working, right? 17-0 and then 14-3. Just I feel like, how good Bryce Young is, that he should probably be playing a little bit better in the pass game, and that's what wins games is passing. All right, going to the end of the game, the Bills, who are decent, but 10 overalls less than us. Down by 5 they are, and we are now up by 12, up by only 5, and we're now losing to a team 10 overalls lower than us. 21-16, 24-16, the Bills with the touchdown and the 2-point. Defense locking up, offense giving them a chance. 10 overalls less than us, huh? And then we're running the ball. Like, are we serious here, EA? Running the ball. We're, like, out of time almost. The game's, like, basically over. And we're running the ball, huh? Okay. That's a pretty good last-second push by Williams, but gotta be honest, not a great amount of separation. CeeDee Lamb was just about to get open, but it was becoming a problem with that pass rush, so I said, screw that, so I left it. And I was just about to throw to Jameson, speaking of, and the pressure gets there. Everything is like a crosser's look. Like, I get it's a decent deep route, but anything shorter? Anything underneath? No? Guess we'll go for it all. Pretty good, actually. Nice catch at the 17. Jameson's him. They're going to booth review, but that's obviously in, without a doubt. You want me to go inside to Darnell Washington? I actually don't hate that, but we'll see what we got. What's our best look? Throw it away. 16 seconds, 15 seconds. That took a lot of clock, but at least we saved the timeouts, and we do not get sacked, which was definitely the biggest worry of mine at the moment. I really don't trust Darnell Washington to get open. He's not the best route runner. They want... should I not run the ball here? If this is real life, this is a huge game. But I should have known better because this game sucks. 2 yards gain on a 3-man rush. Holy crap, EA. So good. As much as I would like the double move, looks like JSN's wide open. Looks like JSN's wide open. Hey, the crap game taketh. The crap game giveth. And we're going to win the game. 34-31. Suck it. Game wanted to make me lose. I said, no game. You shall not make me lose. Jordan Love outperforming Bryce Young, who is literally a 99 overall. I think the scheme does need a change. I know we just won and we're on to the championship round. We're 14-3. We were 18-0 last season, 18-1 technically, but this is really bad for a 99 overall quarterback. OL championship round, who is it going to be against? The Jaguars, an even lower overall team, 84 overall. All right, going to the end of the game. 3-0, Jacksonville driving down but gets nothing. Defense has been really the MVP of these playoffs both seasons, really. Got a safety, 19-0, and 0 points for the Jaguars in the first half. And with that touchdown to start her out, that's got to be game. I don't care how good of a comeback team you are. And they're not very good of one. We just wasted another 6 minutes on that drive. 33-7. What a close one. Let's take a look at Bryce Young, who, once again, very tame numbers. Going to get C.J. Stroud, actually, there. But very tame numbers. Jacobs was okay. But, yeah, it was really the defense. Defense clutched up. But, you know what? I don't care how it happened. We're finally in the Super Bowl. Couldn't do it in our Super Bowl or our undefeated season, but we're here now, baby. We're here now. Who are we going to be going against? It is the Bears. Jets versus Bears. Interesting lineup. Maybe. Who knows? They're 11-6, 86 overall. Let's see how they got here. Who did they have to face to make it to the Super Bowl? They had to beat Philadelphia. We talked about, if it's not the Philadelphia Eagles, what the hell? And they took them out immediately, getting some revenge there. Beating Washington by 4 and then smoking on the Saints. So a very boring championship weekend as it was both basically the same score. Let's go on. See if we can't win ourselves a Super Bowl here against the Bears. But let's take a look at the potential dev-ups we had, if any. And it appears that... Was Jacobs? I think Jacobs already, he was already an X Factor, so there's not even a point in looking. Very high receiving back already as well. And then defensively, it would appear none. Not even Ward yet again, dude. Not even freaking Gardner either. A little disappointing, but I guess expected. I really didn't pay attention to their seasons. I mean, pretty sure Hendrickson had double-digit sacks, but no dev up for him yet again. Either way, Super Bowl, is it time? Here we go, the end of the game for the Super Bowl. Huge start for the Jets, 7-0. Bears doing their best on defense, locking us up, 7-10, 14-10, and that will finish the first half. Nice drives, but we just can't finish with scores. 21-10, their defense is really cooking up, but so is ours. And it looks like we have won a Super Bowl with the New York Jets. And yeah, 28-13, pretty good. I mean, I was hoping we would have won it last year when we were literally undefeated. Very rare that you become an undefeated team, but it didn't happen, and I don't imagine it's going to happen ever again. Also, is Jacobs wearing number 8, or did somebody else steal his number? Because obviously with the whole number changes, I can't keep track of who changes what number and what they are now and what they wore and wanted to wear. Well, I don't even know. But the Jets are world champions of the fantasy draft realm. All right, stat line, not bad. Justin Fields kind of got locked up, and, we took advantage. Taking a look at the defense, Jalen Carter killed it. Myles Garrett was solid as usual. A lot of help from the D-line. Witherspoon was solid. Trayvon Diggs was, he had an interception. But we won the Super Bowl, and that was the goal. I kind of wanted to end it with last season because I was like, are we actually going to be able to beat an undefeated season? Well, we could because we didn't win the Super Bowl, but here we actually did, and I suppose that's going to be it. Let's take a look at, even though some of these guys didn't really fully develop, we'll still take a look at them straight up. Bryce Young, let's get it out of the way. Look at him, 94 throw power, 99 in deep, medium, and awareness, 98 in short, 89 throw on the run, 86 play action, 93 under pressure, 85 break sack. He's fast enough to get it done. He's him. Obviously, he didn't really play that well in the playoffs, and wasn't the best regular season this season, but still he's obviously great. Very fast Josh Jacobs with great truck, great stiff, great juke, great spin, great change of direction, strong. He's solid. You can't really ask for much better than that. Let's take a look at Mr. CD's Nut and Lamb. Short route's kind of bad. Everything else is solid. Not as fast as I thought he was going to end up, but still fast. And then speaking of fast, I think this guy will end fast. 99 speed, no release though. Really good catching. Solid medium, okay deep. Okay short, definitely more raw, but obviously super fast, so you don't really need much from him. JSN, I guess we'll take a look at because he was technically still kind of a starter. Got that excel even higher. Route running is awful, considering, those are some of the ratings he might start out with, or very close to, in real Madden 24. So him ending after 3 seasons of, pretty decent stats is pretty sad. Obviously, Bijan, not great, but it is what it is. He's a backup. Darnell Washington actually got his chance to start. He was okay. Ended up as an 83 overall. I actually didn't check to see. Yeah, thank God it wasn't blocking, because I remember that one rebuild we did where he was full blocking. What a disaster that was. But really good at catching, okay route running, and just enough athleticism, I suppose, at that frame. It's a lot more than just enough. And then what else do we have? I guess Tyler Smith, 88 overall, became a star dev because he was best offensive lineman award winner. Definitely built to play the guard spot more than tackle. Who would have thought after playing multiple seasons there? Osiris Torrance, the big man, didn't change his strength. He did go up 3 on his own anyways. Good power blocker. We don't hate it. And then I suppose Wagner doesn't matter, but Tipman we'll take a look at. He's an 85 overall. Obviously would be losing him here. Actually developed the way you'd want them to be. Power blockers on the inside. What can you ask for other than that? And then defensively, Myles Garrett obviously is maxed. I guess I'll take a look at him just because I'm curious. Yeah, he's pretty good. not bad. What else do we have? Got to always click over, which is so annoying. But Jalen Carter, we haven't done an Eagles rebuild, so this is the first of those. Block shedding, not power move, is such an L, but he also still gets really good pass rush numbers, so does it really actually matter in the end? Trey Hendrickson, 90 overall star with 93 finesse. Good. He's worth the pick, obviously. He's a super steal in like every fantasy draft. But like I said, going forward, maybe not going to be the case. Sauce Gardner, let's take a look at how good he is. Insane man coverage. Press is solid. He's a great man corner, and he's obviously good at zone as well. Ward, I guess he's a pretty high overall, even though he's normal development trait. 87 zone, 93 man. Like I said, what can you ask for other than that? And then Witherspoon, who obviously was a backup, but likely would be the starter going forward. 85 man coverage, but still pretty damn young to develop. And obviously he's on a super cheap deal. We have the linebacker Simmons, who finally got a couple of upgrades in overall. 78 zone coverage, still didn't upgrade his block shed, but look at the athleticism. And when you're usering in a user league, that's all you really need. Quay Walker didn't quite get to the Quay Walker I normally see, but still 89 overall, 24 is pretty good. It's decent. It's all right. It's usable, believe it or not. And then looking at the Mr. Peters, who's obviously super young, ended up with that in a really good starting season. 85 block shed, 70 zone. You do not hate that, especially if you were going to user him, not Isaiah, which I doubt you would. Then we take a look at Banyard, who barely got a chance to start, but he's an 83 overall X Factor already, 86 zone. He's kind of ridiculous. And the other safety, Mr. Merrick, Trayvon Merrick with 93 zone, great hit power, fast enough. He is solid, and so was this team. One of the better fantasy draft teams we've ever had. Maybe the best one, to be honest, because, went undefeated. Obviously didn't win the Super Bowl, and then we went 14-3 and won a Super Bowl afterwards, which is, pretty good. Pretty good. We probably just got unlucky that we didn't win it the first time, but there's that. And that's going to be it for the rebuild. If you guys enjoy this one, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, really, truly appreciate your continued support, especially this late into the Madden cycle. Maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel PK Plays for non-Madden content. Been playing more Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Getting close to completing that. Don't know what the next game would be. I've kind of talked about God of War Ragnarok. Haven't played that yet. Might be next on the list. There's obviously a bunch of different games that I haven't played, and still more that are coming out. Didn't get to play Dead Island 2, I think it is. Played all the previous Dead Islands. I think one was called like Riptide or something. I played the regular one. Played them multiple times, so I'm obviously familiar with the game series and might play it. I heard kind of iffy things at first, but I think it's good enough to play, so that could be on my list too. And there's other games, like I know Starfield's coming out later in the year. I don't know if I'm going to play that for the second channel, because I heard it is going to be a long one, and it is kind of more of like even though Minecraft is like one of the biggest games ever for video content, it is kind of like a Minecraft-y feel to me, where it's like it's going to take a long time to play, and everything is going to be different. It's not going to be linear probably, and it's just kind of like an open sandbox type of thing, I think. And I don't know if that really makes for a good series, whereas like, story mode games, start to finish, what's going to happen. It's going to start, it's going to finish, whereas some of the other games might not finish. But yeah, that's about it. If you guys have a suggestion for what team you want to see next, maybe you want to see Eagles rebuild, maybe you really want to see that Raiders rebuild, because they're probably the front runners now that we've done the Saints, let me know in the comment section below. And that's about it. Be back here on the main channel on Tuesday, which actually might be a gameplay thingy. What is it called? I think a gameplay deep dive for Madden 24, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll definitely be back with that if that's possible. If it's posted by them, it surely is allowed. Even if they want to claim the video, I don't care. I just want us to talk about it.